25. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We've got a couple decisions tonight. Old Riverhead Road Partners, LLC. Anybody here for that? Would you waive the reading of the decision?
Please read it.
I can give you a written copy.
Oh,
It's an approval.
Oh, actually, the board actually has to.
It's an approval.
The board actually has to vote first before I can.
I need a motion to accept the decision as written.
Motion made.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I think you wanted the copies of the.
Oh, Megan does. I'm filling in. Okay. I'll put these in the file.
What do you have there?
Yes, I sent it to you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, Michael Jolson, 49 Bayfield Avenue, Bayfield Lane. Anybody here for the applicant? I need a motion to accept the decision as written.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna open the public hearing, 5559 Old Riverhead Road, LLC. Did you receive the comments from our experts?
We don't represent them. We represent the Dunes of West Hampton, which is.
Okay, so you are not the applicant?
Right.
Okay. Is anybody here for the applicant? Well, we're starting a little fast, so we'll give them a little time to get here. We have 2 fill applications for review, both of which are gonna be held over because we need a little more time on them. And we're going to talk now about 223 Montauk Highway. All right,
All right.
come on up and tell us what's going on there.
I stand at this thing over here?
Yep,
Sorry.
identify yourself.
My name is Dylan Huber. I'm trying to be the tenant for 223 Montauk Highway. I understand that we had to file a waiver of site plan for no change of use, but I guess because the retail space has been resized and now there's an additional retail space that we're gonna be taking over there. True Value Store downsized a bit. So there's no change of parking, no change of that nature, but I believe Megan said file that application so then we can be able to file our building permit for the partition walls.
So we're looking for a waiver, is that correct?
Correct.
Well, and everybody's looked at this, we understand what's going on, is that correct?
Yeah.
There's no changes to the exterior of the building. It's literally just an interior partition change, and we felt that it was appropriate for a waiver.
Okay.
And parking.
Should I ask which way the entry's gonna be?
It's gonna be where it is. But thanks for asking.
Well, at least somebody this time
Well, that's
asked.
enough out of you.
At least somebody asked this time.
Please sit there and be quiet.
I'm a repository of all
So
sorts of
do we
useless
need
information.
to do anything but make a motion? Can we make a motion on this? Okay, I need a motion to waive the site plan at 223 Montauk Highway.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, you should be getting paperwork from Megan at any time.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, we've got, gotta wait.
Minutes?
Do the minutes while you're.
Okay. We have minutes from April 10th. I need a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Abstain.
Yeah, weren't you gonna be out today? I guess we're gonna go back to 55 and 59 Old Riverhead Road, and we'll ask the, I thought, my
I think
mistake.
it's a 55 Overhead Road, not the 60, whatever.
Oh, that was very confused. Okay. He's representing 5559.
Oh.
Yes, sorry.
Okay,
Iron Overhead Road.
once you have, once you.
Our attorney should be here any second, he's just running a little late.
Okay. I guess I can ask the participants if they'd like to come up and say something regarding the application.
Sure.
You'll be able to listen to this and, okay.
My name is Roy Rothstein. I'm the vice president on the dunes at West Hampton Beach, 77 Old Riverhead Road. We respectfully request that the new development move the pickleball courts, which I understand may be in question now, farther south. The original plan had it right on the other side of the fence, and we're concerned about the noise. And that's pretty much it.
You're not the first one to exercise an opinion on that topic. The back neighbors as well have an issue with it. I don't know that the back neighbors would be,
I'm representing the back.
You're the back neighbor,
Yeah,
okay.
So that's.
So there is some controversy on it. Initially, wasn't this going to be a bocce ball court?
It was unspecified, it was just a.
Recreational area.
Like a
Okay.
pen.
Okay.
Ill-defined. Good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
All right, sorry.
No problem. Happy to see you. Glad you're here. What we're doing right now is entertaining the audience to make certain that any of the neighbors who have something to say regarding your application are voiced. You did probably receive the letter from the Dunes, right? No, I just wanted to make sure because he just spoke. I don't think there's more to add to that.
I would like to make.
Please come up.
Thank you.
Chris.
Good evening, Paulina Giampetro, attorney for Beechwood West Hampton LLC, which is the neighbor to the west. I know one of my colleagues has spoken and submitted letters regarding this application previously. And I know there were 2 pickleball courts or 2 sports courts originally proposed, and they did reduce it down to 1. But we would still like to request that it either be relocated away from the neighboring properties. Maybe it could be pushed to the front of the development closer to Old Riverhead Road. There's a lot of issues that come up with pickleball courts, especially lately. You know, my client has several developments all over the island. We've had issues with pickleball courts, and now our newest development, we're actually building an indoor pickleball court so that it doesn't affect the neighbors around that are around the development. So we're just concerned about that noise to our purchasers' enjoyment of their property. And if it couldn't be relocated, maybe there could be some sort of limit on it so that it's not a pickleball court, maybe it's just a sports court, or time-wise that they can't play during certain hours, evening, overnight hours. And one other suggestion we had was there are noise, I'm not gonna say noise canceling, but it dampens the noise fences that maybe be able to be put around it. I don't know if that's something they've looked into and thought of and considered. So, again, just here for Beechwood West Hampton LLC, and anything we can do to mitigate the nuisance that it will cause for our residents and for the village who may get calls in the future would be appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you come up? Thank you.
Yes, good evening. Christopher Kent from Farrell Fritz on behalf of the applicant for 55 Old Riverhead Road. I just wanted to go over a few things. I'm not going to go through the whole history like I did last time. We did resubmit updated plans responding to the comments received from both the planner, the village planner, from their consultant, Ron Hill, and from Brad Hammond. We resubmitted on March 17th. Hope you got an opportunity to take a look at that. I know Ron did, and Ron issued additional comments, which we're going to make further revisions to the plans. Mike Biancanello from Bowler Engineering is here, so if you have any questions of the engineer. So there'll be additional revisions made to the plans. As far as the biggest issue, which I think of this whole application, is the recreational plan.
That's one of the biggest issues, or
Okay.
two big issues.
Okay, you can give me the other ones, and I'll tell you what we're gonna do on those other things. First of all, we have been working with both Vince Pizzulli from Beechwood, and we've been working with Charlie Bonomo from the Dunes. And I know Roy's here representing Charlie. Charlie's in Florida. I've been also dealing with the Dunes attorney, Karen Meyer. And we are, and I did receive, thank you from the village, all the letters of opposition to the pickleball court use and the location. So we are, been working with Bowler Engineering, and I have been working with the applicant to take a look at alternatives that would not be as much of a nuisance, noise nuisance to surrounding property owners. And also to the residents, if you're trying to attract residents in the community. I know in my community, they voted down the pickleball court because nobody wants to live near it. So it
I
might.
had no idea. And here I thought that was such a peaceful sport.
It's funny, because I called around, I do a lot of different projects, just like Beechwood does. I work on a lot of different residential projects and a lot of commercial projects. And I made some calls to find out what has been the experience all across the country, because some of these acoustic engineers do projects everywhere. And they said that they're finding that pickleball, they have to do something with pickleball, and it's with the racket. The racket is a solid, hard plastic racket, and it doesn't absorb any of the noise, doesn't get dispersed. It's an immediate contact noise that can be very troubling, and it's repetitive over and over and over again.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're good at it. So we have been talking to the applicant about it, and we are looking at some alternatives.
Bocce ball. Bocce ball.
Bocce is in. We're keeping bocce, no matter what we do. It's a very quiet sport. There's no triumphant yells. I think somebody wrote a letter that they didn't like the bocce court because of all the triumphant screaming that occurs.
Quiet. Have you been to Corona by the lemon ice cream? There's nothing quiet about that.
Well, I've been to bocce up in the Finger Lakes. There's a nice bocce area up near a brewery in the Finger Lakes. And
Well, I
everybody
guess
has got
loud.
a beer in one hand and a bocce ball in the other. It's not loud at all, unless there's a band playing at the same time. But we're not having any of that. So we're looking at some alternatives. Charlie Monomo had stated that he's not opposed to pickleball, just not in that location. But if we relocate it, it's gonna be difficult, because we probably have to
You have to redesign the whole.
redesign the whole plan.
Well, maybe move that front house that you've got to turn the other way.
No, I don't think, we were told we didn't have to turn it down. If we put a nice streets.
You wouldn't have to if you had a bocce ball court there and a
Yeah.
pickleball court.
Would you like to see a pickleball court when you're driving down Old Red Road?
Yeah, I think it'd be entertaining.
Yeah.
Might be a distraction for some.
You don't drive a convertible, obviously.
Might be distracting for some of the people who are gonna be sitting in traffic because of all the projects
Waiting to
being
get to the
approved.
beach, yeah, those poor people.
The one thing we can't get approved is a right turn lane at that stupid intersection for how many years.
What's the second issue, big issue? I mean,
Well, that-
Ron had said some comments that we definitely have to address.
They're minor comments.
Yeah, they're minor, but he approves, some of them he said are done.
Yeah.
But there were some issues, mostly notes on the plans having to do with the crash gate and the surface of the drivable surface of the roundabout. But other than that, he was pretty accepting everything. And the planner just sent us comments also. We just received comments from the planner, and we're gonna address those. So there's gonna be one more resubmission, and we'll try to come up with an acceptable alternative to the pickleball.
One thing that has been during the pendency of the side project is, from the streetscape, that's always been a major concern. I mean, I know at various times, the board's been saying, look at what we did with Timber Ridge. It took a while, but that really did the good job, so I don't see a berm on your plan.
No, we do have a berm.
And not in the streetscape I saw.
No, it is, the
Unless I
latest
missed it.
streetscape
Is that
has a
new?
berm.
'Cause I didn't see it.
Small, but it's
Small.
there, he's 3 feet high.
And then there's a double evergreen, there's plants in front, and there's double evergreens behind the plants, correct?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fine on that one side. The other side has got different kinds of trees, or some type of holly, I think. They're also evergreen holly trees. And they're gonna, and that house is, the house on the other side of the road is much further recessed from the road than the house on the north side of the
How
road.
the property line.
Yeah.
Is the sports court lighted?
No,
Obviously not at night.
no lighting on the sports court.
Just the standard, site lighting for the roadways.
But the letters you received were from people who were saying, when I'm sitting out in the backyard, and I don't know if they'll be sitting out there at night, I think they're more concerned about during the day, I'm not sure. But it's hard to interpret whether they were willing to allow pickleball to go forward on certain hours of the day, or night, or not, so
Well, we'll be interested to see your revised plan, and we'll keep you on the agenda for that.
okay, we thank you.
That's the troubling part about some of these applications, is that you're required to provide some sort of recreational space, but, you
The
know. How do you
alternative is to
accommodate that,
pay.
especially on a narrow
The
parcel?
alternative is to pay a
Problematic.
recreation fee.
What about axe throwing? What do you think about axe throwing back there?
It's only during tourist
Could be
season.
quiet.
Now, that requires a triumphant yell, by the way. I think when you throw it, you have to scream. I think that's part of the, that's
That's
a
right.
required thing,
Yeah,
so.
I-
At least that's what I do when I throw the axe. Is there anything else I could?
No,
any
thank you very
questions?
much.
Anything from Mike? Ron?
I think we're pretty settled on the plan, I think. So you can start thinking about putting together a bond estimate.
Okay, great. That's progress. Anything else? I'm sorry. Thank you.
Anybody?
Chair, if you deem it appropriate, we could close the public hearing, unless you wanna keep it open.
I would like to see the final plan before we close the public hearing. I'm concerned about the, what's actually gonna happen, pickleball court or no, and then that's gonna launch a different conversation about mitigating any kind of noise. So I really think we've gotta get that to the finish line before we can close this to the public. All right, so we're gonna hold you over for the next meeting.
Provided that you make the submission
Yeah,
by
we
Monday.
need the submission.
Monday at 4. Otherwise, we'll put it on 10 days.
One after the next.
Can we go 4 weeks out?
But you just make a submission within 10 days, and we'll put you on the agenda. So if you make it on Monday, we'll put you on the May 8th. If you make it anytime after that, before
It'll be the following.
14th, I think it's the 22nd.
Yeah, come out from Memorial Day weekend.
That'd be lovely. You get to sit in that traffic and just imagine pickleball noise. All right. I guess that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend, everybody. All right, I need a motion to close the
I
meeting.
think, we just talk about May 8th quickly?
Yes, right after we close.
That's surely.
Close first?
I think we have to have it on the record.
All right, I'm sorry.
We are working on the secra for Quantic. That will be our big agenda item. So we'll circulate, I'll make sure to circulate that a week in advance, or a week in advance of the meeting.
We didn't do secret on that yet.
We have not done secra on that. It's gonna be a larger one, so that will be our discussion on the 8th.
Okay, and they'll be on the agenda. Is that still open to the public? Yeah.
What, we
It must
closed-
be.
We closed something last week. I thought we closed Quantic last week.
We did it because doesn't it go to, does it go to the?
Because they went to the ZBA. I'm pretty certain we closed them.
Close, because. it goes-
No, all we did was give them a no objection for the ZBA. Yeah. We didn't close it.
Public hearing closed,
Really?
4:10.
Do we do coordinated
When it
secret?
goes back to the
We
ZBA.
send out letters?
We did our coordinated review when we sent them to public hearing. That's our new process. We do the coordinated review when the public hearing opens. So we've done that. We just haven't done the secret.
Need a motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
All in favor?
Man, that's the shortest meeting on record.